First time you've done it that quick.
Yo, Zoris
Yo.
Media back at it. Hey, Mark.
We are back. What's up?
Happy Father's Day, by the way, bro.
Happy Father's Day, Daddy.
I know you got
What
some
is-
kids out there.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh man, come on. You can't do, Roger, Daniel, James, all of them dirty like that, bro. Come on.
bro,
Man,
I gotta say you in place, Gotta make sure you gotta say them.
That's it, for real, for real. So, welcome everyone back to another episode of Hit It Where It Hurts. For reference, I slept. I promise. I promise. I don't lie. I don't lie on this podcast, alright? I slept. But for real, thank you everyone for coming back to another day. Today, we're going to be talking about marketing for the majority. And marketing for the majority is in reference to marketing in regards to a special event, in regards to a special day, in regards to something special that changes the way you should be selling your product. Example?
What is it?
Oh, fuck. Alright, bro. Ruin my pitch like that. Example, Father's Day, right?
Yeah.
How many small business owners, right, are gonna be doing discounts, doing promotions, doing specials, shit like that, right? And you know why they'd be doing this right now?
Yeah.
Not only because majority of people are gonna want it. That's like the main thing, right? That's looking at it from an obvious perspective.
Yeah.
But in a sale, you have like three really big aspects, right? Now I kind of changed this up a bit, but I'm not going to give out my secrets of how I make sales, right? But let's just say three general aspects, right? The first one is you obviously get to know the person. You make that connection, right? Of who you're actually targeting, right?
Yeah.
The second thing is that you touch on those 22 points of interest. I think Brendan was the one who told us about that. One of our guests.
Oh my gosh.
One of our guests.
Yeah.
22 points of interest, right? That's not a set rule. Like, obviously, if you push on, let's say, 10 and you feel like you're connected, then you're good. And then you add emotion to that sale.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. The emotion is already there now because of Father's Day. Everyone's emotional. Whether you have a father, you're going to be emotional about getting Father's Day present, making sure it's good, And like, if people unfortunately don't have a father or whatever, they're still going to be sharing Father's Day stuff, right? So overall, basically everything, all marketing right now is going to be around Father's Day. So obviously, if you're doing Father's Day promotion, those words are going to pop off and you're going to make more sales. I don't know, one of the businesses that we follow, Mark, posted on Instagram today that they made 70% more sales today than they did in the whole week, right?
Yeah.
And I forgot which business it was. But anyway, they obviously have utilized this. And, with emotions running high with everyone, it kind of takes out one aspect of the sale that, one aspect of the sale that you need to push because it's already there. Father's Day is going to make everyone emotional.
Yeah, 100%. So having holidays like this, right? Businesses should take advantage of them because this is like once in a year kind of thing. Like it comes and goes, and and you're right. I saw a lot of businesses as well on my page saying like compared to the last week, the last month, they've done 10 times more than that. And it's
For sure.
amazing because like everyone out there, right? You spoke about emotions. When it comes to Father's Day, obviously there's a lot of emotion behind it. And when you
100%.
when you start selling your product in a way that touches on their emotions. So for example, say you're a caterer, right? And you're doing these boxes online and you say, get your dad a Father's Day gift box. See,
Right.
that's right there, pin on like nail on the wall, whatever you want to call
For
it.
sure. Yeah, I know what you
Yeah.
mean. Pin on the
Uh,
donkey. Yeah.
yeah, and you've got the consumer's attention straight away, and that way,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, that's a sale for you.
For sure. And like the last aspect of the sale is the urgency, making it urgent. Like, are you like, I've seen marketing. Are you really gonna miss out on, selling on buying your dad this? Is your dad really gonna have a good Father's Day if he doesn't get this or whatever?
Yeah.
Right? And speaking on emotion and urgency, all right, I didn't tell you I was gonna do this. I'm going a bit off track, but I just have to mention shout out to all the fathers who actually stick it out for their kids, straight up. Like, happy Father's Day to all the real fathers out there. And if you're a father who has no reason not to see your kids and you still don't see your kids, you're pathetic. And if you're a kid who doesn't appreciate your parents, make sure you keep that same energy when they're not around. That's all I want to say, straight out. I have to say it. I love everyone and happy Father's Day to everyone, but you got to be real in this podcast. I got to speak my heart, bro. I'm sorry.
Ah,
And
straight up, straight
and
up.
and linking it back to marketing, right? I have to add that. But linking it back to marketing, obviously I'm emotional, yeah?
Mm.
Because this is like such an important day.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna be emotional, right? So
100%.
then that sense of urgency is already there. That's why sales come in more quicker because the process is already fulfilled,
Yeah.
right?
And I see a lot of people, right, with their businesses, like they say, like you're talking about the urgency stuff. They say, like with a lot of people, they think like Father's Day, oh shit, like we need if we buy this today, it's not gonna arrive in time. And a lot
For
of
sure.
businesses have taken it upon themselves to fix that with the
Yeah.
same day delivery, with
Yeah, I've seen that.
with like buy right now and we'll deliver to your house within an hour. That
For
shit
sure.
is what pushes things out the door. That shit is what gets the sales going. That's what makes you separate from your competitors. That's how you win customers, right? That normally go to your competitors by doing shit like that. And honestly, bro, like I saw it with like 3 businesses today that were doing that.
Yeah, and like, bro, 100%. And the thing is, let me tell you, right? Like, I'm victim, yeah. Let me tell you why. I went on my computer, right?
Yeah.
And my state was sent to like I don't know where, like a different country or some shit.
Yeah.
So I looked up Father's Day, and on Google it said it was July. So I thought Father's Day passed, right? But then
Yeah.
then I started seeing TikToks, and I commented back on a few of them. Does that mean Father's Day is this week? Does that mean Father? No one's replying. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Anyway, ended up
Yeah.
winning on Google and found out it was like day after. I hope my dad's not
Oh.
watching this, so he doesn't know that I got his present last minute. But anyway, bro, quickly like messaging all these small businesses, and the ones that did same day delivery got the sale,
Yeah.
right? So it's like catering to what's going on in the world is so important. You have to know what the fuck's going on. If you don't know it's Mother's Day, if you don't know it's Father's Day, if you don't know it's Boxing Day, how are you gonna market for the majority, right? Like it doesn't have to be a day as well. It could just be something interesting. Like, let me give you an example. Donald
Yeah.
Trump campaign. I don't know, if you're selling like a Macca's meal, you add a Donald Trump toy to it, it's gonna get more attention, right?
100%.
Like, obviously, I don't know if Mac has done that, but anyway, example on the fly, right? Like,
Yeah.
you gotta cater to what's going on. Oh, my dad's not watching. Okay, good. I'm glad you're not watching that, and you don't know I got your present last minute. Shout out to my dad, by the way, real one. Anyway, yeah, like marketing for the majority is about knowing what's going on in the world, knowing what the common trend is between consumers, so you can straight away attack that with whatever you're selling.
Yeah, I agree with that, honestly. It's all about that, bro, in today's markets as well, because it's markets right now are competitive, right? And so people need to stand out from their consumers, from their competitors. And in order to do
For sure.
that, obviously you got to play it different. And
That's right.
I had something to say, bro. Just like, when you want to say something and then it just like you lose it out of nowhere. But
For sure, bro.
you gotta stand out from your competition, and
Right.
like today what I saw with the Father's Day and stuff. Like, congrats to those who did the same day delivery. Cause,
For sure.
cause at the end of it, I know you were like at the end of it, I know you saw the money come in like crazy. That's all I'm gonna say.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not like, remember, those
Mm.
people that get ahead are the ones that find the common trend when the common trend's not obvious.
Yeah.
Like the Donald Trump thing. No one's gonna expect, for example, a sweets place to add like a message from Donald Trump on it or something funny, right? How
Yeah.
many times have you been caught off guard by marketing? Let me give you an example. You remember Jake Paul
Yeah.
versus
The last
I
fight.
forgot. No, Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went to Floyd Mayweather. He took off his hat. I swear to God, 5 minutes after, I swear
Yeah.
you can
Jake.
look it up.
Jake. Yeah.
Five
That's
minutes
what Jake did.
after,
Yeah.
he set up a marketing scheme to say "Got your hat," and
Yeah.
everyone bought it.
Yeah.
Like obviously it's a meme and it's funny, but that's the principle you need to be at. Like you need to be on that 5 minute trend starter. But this guy took it the next step, right? It's all about thinking outside of the box. He didn't know that the trend was happening. He created the trend. But he went and picked up Floyd Mayweather's hat and said, "Got your hat" on
Yeah.
live TV, right?
Yeah.
Like obviously don't go to that extent. Maybe. Maybe we will. But think what is going to be in everyone's mind at the same time, because that not only does that make your marketing easy because those words will be looked up, but it will also make the emotional and the urgency part of the sale between you and the consumer way easier, because the emotional part and the urgency are already there. Like right now, everyone's urgent to get themselves a Father's Day gift. Everyone's emotional. Everyone loves their dad or they hate him, right? Like everyone's going to be emotional regardless.
Nah, and it's like you got to think outside the box when it comes to business. You can't just stay
Yeah.
inside the box, because those that stay within the box, they keep doing everything as a competition. That's
100%.
the people. Yes, you're moving, but you're not. But you're moving in a slow pace, and you're not getting to where you want to be. So like this is like comfortability. That's where comfortability comes into place. Like when we talk about laziness and shit like that, and motivation. We're not saying like you're not. We're not saying that you're not motivated. Everyone that's watching, sometimes this stuff
Yeah,
happens.
my internet.
Yo, hello. To the viewers that are watching, shit like this sometimes happens when we're live, just because internet connections and stuff like that. But anyway, I'll keep going. I'll just tell Mark I'm gonna keep. I'll keep going. So.
Oh, I'm back. Yeah,
Oh,
we're good.
he's
Go
back.
for
He's
it.
here. All right.
Yeah,
Yes. So what was I saying? Yeah. So you gotta like think outside the box. You gotta look at what your competitors are doing. Don't go be doing the same thing as they're doing, but study their moves, and then do what they do and what you do. Do what you do and what they do.
Yeah.
Like in a different way, which is
Mm.
like outside the box. Like an example, like I'm saying this a lot, but like it's a good example. Like the people today, right? That said, delivery within 1 hour or same day delivery. That's thinking outside the box. That's making urgency. That's making people buy your shit. But yeah, Jordan here said, I think the Logan Paul example is a bit ingenuous due to the fact that Logan Paul's following is tremendously larger than most of the population.
can address
Therefore,
this.
when he does a scheme like that, he is going to obviously get a reaction. 100%. I agree with that.
So, like, it's not about what he did or who's doing it. It's more about the fact that he's done he's adjusted his marketing to the reaction straight away. And you don't have to make the trend, but you have to know what's trending. You have to know what's going to be in all consumers' mind at all times. And with the Logan Paul example, it wasn't Logan Paul that did it. It was Jake Paul at Logan Paul's event, right? So it's a bit different.
You said Logan Paul,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah, because it was Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather, but
Yeah.
Jake Paul was the one that got the hat.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
but Jordan is right. Like, cause like Logan Paul and Jake Paul, right? They already have their fan base. They already know if they do something dumb, it's gonna get trendy because they're already trending, right?
Right.
But like how we're trying to how Mark was trying to bring that to connect with businesses and how they do their marketing. I'll leave it for him to explain. What can I explain? Yeah.
Because he was selling shirts completely unrelated. He had planned all of that out.
Oh,
It doesn't
yeah,
mean
yeah.
you have to make the exact same plan. It's just that the fact that he got the hat 5 minutes later, he released shirts that were talking about the hat.
Oh yeah,
Right,
like he took advantage of the market. You're saying?
He took advantage of the market.
Yeah.
Not saying that you have to do it in 5 minutes the same way. And I'm not saying you have to start a trend, But there are ways to do it outside of the box. People think it's just, going to fucking the Google search and seeing what's being Googled the most. There's other ways to do it. Because if you think about it, everyone has access to that. But what people are actually going through and looking at trends before they become mainstream. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's the people that make the most money. Think of NFTs, bro. NFTs that were on the come up, the people that got in early make the most money. It's the same
definitely.
with marketing. People that get in on the early trends make the most money. Yeah, it's a bit of a separate example, but it's about the principle itself, not the example itself. But
Yeah.
I guess it is very different. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. You're on the right track. Like, I feel like the people that were like promoting the same day delivery and shit like that probably got in ahead of the other people that did it maybe too late. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I know even with let's see what John said. I believe that making connections between super popular influencers compared to genuine people trying to make their mark is a very different ball game.
I think not really, to be honest. Like, there's still things that people do that are not too popular that still become trendy, right? Like, I've seen a lot of small businesses make TikToks that, like, we know, Mark, how many businesses have we brought on that have spoken about TikToks that have gone viral, right? And out of that, they've made a lot of sales. So in a
Wait,
way,
I don't
yeah.
like explain that to me. Explain like what Jordan just said.
Oh, so he's saying that the fact that Jake Paul has like connections to go to Logan of connections, right?
Mhm.
But that's like thinking about it too literally. It's about the principle of following where the trend goes. You know what I mean?
I reckon. All right.
Mark?
So there's two ways to that. Are you there?
Oh my god.
His internet cut again. I think this guy needs to update his internet. Not gonna lie. Yo, Mark. Everyone start spamming Mark. Nah, Jordan. I think you're right, bro. Like, see, there's two ways to it, right? There's I don't know how to explain it. Hello, Mark.
Oh my god.
We will be back soon, guys. Mark has just gone
I'm back.
offline.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
he's
back.
just
All
back.
right.
Alright, he's
I love
back.
my internet tonight. It's because we're spitting too much facts, but people don't want it. Um,
Your
yeah, and
camera is out, Mark. So make sure to
oh, my
turn that on.
camera's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want me to turn it off and on?
No, yeah, I'll turn it on. Yeah.
All right. Am I back?
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so basically, like, yeah, they are two very different examples, but I think the principle applies, and people shouldn't be afraid, regardless if you have those strong fan base or you're trying to break into a fan base,
No,
the
like,
potential to pop off, it won't be the same. It won't be the same as Jake Paul. You're not gonna make a million sales in a minute, but you're still gonna break into that market, and people are gonna see that you're early on it,
yeah.
right?
Okay, can
And
I
I
cut
think
in? Can
that's
I
the
cut
main
in?
thing.
Um,
Yeah, go.
with smaller businesses, right? The thing that they need to focus on first is the branding, obviously. Because look at Logan Paul and Jake Paul, right? They came from
Yeah,
nothing. They were like being retarded and shit, being retarded and stuff like that. Yes, that doesn't like obviously that's not like that that's not a connection to businesses, yeah. But from their niche, they built their following and their connections through their branding of themselves, and that's how
for
they
sure.
made it. That's how they got those. That's how they started going trendy fast and stuff like that. So businesses, what they need to do, right, is build the branding at the start, and a lot of businesses, right. Let's talk about local businesses. That's what we
Right.
always focus on. They open their stores, they open their pizza shop, this, that, right? Who did they
Mm.
go and tell? They tell their families, their friends, this, that, all that shit, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
That's the start. But then they just leave it. They just
Mm.
leave it and then wait for the
Yeah,
sales to
yeah,
come in. So they're
yeah,
not going for it. They're not building their branding more. They just build that like small, like they just lay the cement and then leave the cement
for sure.
instead
And
of
I
coming
think,
back and checking on it. Yeah.
yeah, and I think like it is outlandish marketing what Jake Paul and Logan Paul do, and it's not like I could go to a Floyd Mayweather fight and take Floyd's hat and say follow Zoris Media, right? Like I'm not gonna do that. But am I gonna learn about trends the more I watch this stupid shit happen and people buy it? Yeah, for sure. I've learned a lot watching these trends, watching the way people jump on shit straight away. Like, let's talk like literal. When TikTok was a thing,
Mm.
yeah, when TikTok was a thing, businesses didn't jump on it because they didn't think it was professional. They thought it was more for influencers. They thought how bro.
Hundred percent.
I mean, I told you not to use it for your card marketing business. You remember
Yeah.
when you first started? I'm like, bro, don't use TikTok. What the fuck's wrong with you, bro? That's for kids dancing. Now businesses that are putting millions into it are beating businesses that are putting millions into Facebook. It's just about changing trends, but
Like
it
like
shouldn't be
like
the foundation for your
it.
business. 100%, 100%. Yeah, go.
Well, I'm just reading the comment.
Oh yeah, he said it shouldn't be the foundation of your business. I agree,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
of course. Yeah. I was just gonna say, like even lawyers now are using TikTok to promote their
Yeah,
shit.
exactly,
Like, bro,
exactly.
like literally every business that there is using TikTok. But yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
And the ones that are not are missing out on the reach because they still live under the impression that TikTok is for kids and for dancing. But like, I watch TikTok every day, right? And you just change your newsfeed to like accustomed to what you want, and it's actually really like productive. Like you actually learn a lot. And who would have known? Now people are using that against going to do other shit, right?
mm.
And I think that's really important.
Yeah. And I want to go back to Jordan's comment about the trends not that they shouldn't be the foundation of your business. Like he's right to
Yeah,
an extent, yeah. Um,
yeah.
because yeah, you should follow trends, but like like for me, yeah, if I had a business, I'd be
Mm,
following the trends, like
right.
and accustoming them to what my business is. We always talk
100%.
about Gary Vee, right? Look at
Mm,
Gary Vee. When he's on TikTok, he's always like taking the trends and applying him to what he does. And I've
mm,
seen it with every single trend, and it works. And there's businesses like Coca-Cola that do the same shit. Um,
100%. Yeah.
who else did I see? Yeah, I've seen a lot of businesses like that take the trends and then they apply it to themselves, and then that's how they go viral. Because like like when you're going with the trend, that's you're getting more chance of like getting more viral that way. I don't know.
For sure.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah. And I wanna address Jordan's comment, right? Because
Mm,
these are the thoughts people are having, right? Like they're thinking. So basically, Jordan's comment is around why would you jump on a trend? It's gonna become saturated. It's a trend. But that's the thing, right? Like it's about reading the market and
mm,
understanding how that trend goes towards your business.
yeah,
Example, as I said, you're selling something, but you're making an extension to your sale that's relevant to the market at the time. Does that make sense?
yeah,
So it's like I'm just gonna use Mac as an example because it's the easiest one. They Pokemon when Pokemon Go came out, right? Of course, Mac is big branding, but people could have done this as well. When Pokemon Go came out, they bought property from Pokemon to be able to use a toy of like Pikachu or something, right? Because Pokemon Go was what everyone was talking about. Remember on Snapchat, everyone used to go
yeah.
outside, running around with their thing, trying to find
Bro, I used to
Pokemon.
get to the city do that shit.
Exactly. And they were one business. They obviously thrived off it. But there were many businesses who did different things. For example, they sold coins of Pokemon Go with each sale. There's different ways to jump on trends. It's not necessarily that, everyone has to be on the same way. Like same with TikToks, right? When a sound goes viral, not everyone does it the exact same way. Gary Vee, he used the Jeff Bezos song because he knew everyone would be like, "Don't fucking use that song, like that's so bad."
Yeah,
And he just spoke about something completely different to everyone else,
yeah.
right? And then you start to look at the sound now. Now everyone's doing that, and it's working for them, right?
Mm,
So it's like it's not about copying a trend, but it's about taking inspiration and understanding it. One thing I like about Gary Vee is that he runs a marketing campaign called Marketing for the Now,
I
and
see.
that's what we base a lot about.
Yeah.
That's what we base a
Oh,
lot of our stuff on.
yeah. No, I love that shit, bro. Like
Yeah,
every time there's a new episode, I'm straight away on it. But going back on the trends, right? As I was
yep,
talking before, like businesses need to step outside the box. So when you see a
right,
trend, like Jordan is right, don't go copying other people. Like use
yeah,
that use that in a way where you can step outside the box and look at it and be like, okay, now how can I use this trend to better my business,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And use that to get there. Jordan said one more thing. I would
yeah. He
agree.
said,
Yeah,
oh, you want me to?
yeah, go read it, read it.
He said, I would agree on the point that a trend would have to be used as a tool to procure your business goals, being a market follower isn't always better than being a market leader.
100%.
100%. Gary Vee's a trendsetter, not a trend follower. Exactly. And like, it's not easy. Trust me, the shit we're saying is not easy. It's very hard to read market trends. That's why there's very minimal, like if we're talking about businesses in general, like away from the market, investing in a business because you think it's going to pop off so you can make profit off it. There's not a lot of angel investors. It takes a lot to do the stuff Gary Vee was doing. When he was speaking about Facebook, no one believed him. When he was speaking about TikTok, no one believed him. When he spoke about NFTs, people still don't believe him.
Straight
Yeah?
up.
So it's like it's hard to get to that level, but it doesn't mean you can't try. You
Let me,
know? Like can I use us for an example? I'll let you
yeah,
go after.
yeah.
Let me use us for an example. We're not podcasters.
Hold
We
on.
are. We're social media agency, right?
Yeah.
Like we
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
sit
but
here.
like we're doing a podcast as part of it.
But I'm saying, isn't that an extension of our services based on the marketing right now?
Of course, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like when we started with this business idea, did we say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna jump on a podcast"? No, but we know podcasts build personal branding really well, and we both love speaking the truth, right? So then we kind of follow that way. Marketing is getting to know your target market. Sometimes you're not going to get it right. Marketing at the moment is heavily data driven. 100%, 100% agreed.
Yeah,
Mark, yeah.
yeah. And
Sorry for cutting you out. Yeah,
no,
go.
it's alright. I'm just taking out of that. And I'm doing like social media right now as part of a uni course, and like a lot of shit that we do is all data driven, and he's right about that. What I
Sure.
wanted to say was like with me, I'm talking about like how being a leader, being like a trendsetter, not a sheep, right? We say let's talk about crypto and me, all right? So
Right.
you know I invest in crypto, yeah? And
Yep.
when Bitcoin first started going off the roof, everyone started pouring their money in.
Yep.
Bitcoin hit $60,000 USD, everyone started going in. I didn't. I went
didn't.
and started looking at smaller coins which were gonna blow up. And that's what I put my money in. I went after shit that people didn't believe in at the start because they were focusing on the now rather than the future, right? So later on, when all these people started losing money because Bitcoin started going crashing, what happened to the things that I invested in? They started going through the roof because people started looking into them. That's the shit about trend setting. Like you gotta sometimes be ahead of the market to get the gold, right? That's how it's gonna be. Yeah.
100%. And you know what, bro? Like, social media, you could study it in uni, at University of Melbourne. You could
Yeah.
study at Harvard if you want. But if you don't understand marketing for the now, it doesn't mean shit, right?
100%.
How is VaynerMedia one of the best media agencies in the world, and Gary Vee never did a social media degree? He's never done a social media degree. Never. He's done like little stuff with business. Like he's done business degrees. Like if you look it up, he's done academic of business or whatever. But he's never had a social media degree. Yet he's the one making predictions for all these businesses. And by the way, VaynerMedia works with the likes of Coca-Cola, Fanta, Sunkist, you name it. Most of the drink brands.
Yeah.
So it's like social media, it can be studied. It's one of those things where you have to do it to know. That's why we speak about experimenting a lot. Like experimenting doesn't only apply in life, it applies in marketing as well. You can't know until you try it. But the best thing I could say with trends, and you know, it's sometimes hard to follow trends. Sometimes they're like some stupid meme like Doge. Some stupid meme. And you're like, bro, how the fuck are people listening to this? Right? And it's like, it's not about the trend itself. It's about the commonality between each trend that comes up. What's actually happening in that trend that makes it trendy so that you could predict the next one? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when TikTok starts to blow up, it's like, what is it about TikTok that's good? Is it the fact that it's accessible? Is it the fact that you can comment? Is it the fact that you can make money? In my opinion, no. Why TikTok became big is because it started the idea of short form content that Gary Vee's been going on for fucking years,
Yeah.
right? He was doing reels before reels came out. We know that, bro. We used to watch them. So short form content, I know now, is something that people are going to be looking for. So let's say a social media platform comes out tomorrow that has more of a focus on even shorter form content than TikTok, then I know that's going to pop off 100%. And it's going to be organic.
100%. And I had something, I was going to say something before, and like you just caught me off guard, and It's got
So
to
sorry,
get.
bro.
It's all
I'm
good.
so sorry.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
it's,
sorry. Yeah.
yeah. Go on, go on. Let me bring it back.
I'll let you recollect your thoughts. Anyway, so yeah, so if you're not someone, you can make money from TikTok even if you're on live. People send you gifts, you can get money. Yeah, for sure. Like, we're not talking down on TikTok. I'm just saying it's the principle of what is trending,
Oh yeah,
right? It's yeah.
yeah. Go on. I came back.
Yeah, like it's all about looking at the things that are getting people's mind. Let me give an example. I speak about Gary Vee so much, guys. If you haven't go check him out, like just go check him out, honestly, like fucking up. But I just want to talk right now that Gary Vee predicted NFTs and all this digital marketing stuff. Do you want to know how, Mark? Did you know how?
Well, how?
Bro, the first podcast you ever showed me of Gary Vee, he spoke about it and it got me hooked.
Yeah.
He saw on Farmville, which actually related to me, right? Because I used to play games, so similar thing. People buy coins in game to buy items, skins in Counter Strike, for example. In Farmville, it was buying things to make shit faster,
Yeah, I used
right?
to play it.
So it's this weird thing where a coin in another market, in a completely different like virtual reality world that means nothing, actually has value to the real world. So he transferred that trend of digital coins having value to the real world and predicted NFTs. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's not the trend itself, it's not Farmville that's trending, it's the principle and the factors in Farmville that create this idea of what people are actually attracted to.
Yeah,
And that's what you have to look for.
100%. I agree with that. I want to go back and bring it back to businesses and marketing, like the local
Yeah.
businesses and shit like that. And I had
Yep.
two examples. Like, say for example, let's use Domino's, right? And
Right.
Domino's and say another local pizza shop. Not gonna name names. I'm gonna say a local pizza shop. What
Yeah.
Domino's does is they're marketing for the now. Like,
They are.
if you look at their Instagram feeds, their Twitter feeds, their TikTok feeds, everything they're doing is like with the trends. They're doing all the shit that like gets people coming in, like all the young people and shit like that, right? And they're not only you know what I mean, yeah? They're like promoting for the now, like the now market. That's what local businesses lack.
Yeah.
They lack that social media, like the social, what do you call it? Social media, thing.
It's almost being conscious. I wouldn't say it's knowledge. It's
Yeah.
actually being conscious of social media. I would say it's like the seventh sense. I swear I'd say it like that. Like it's that. No, I'm being serious.
Yeah.
The ability to actually predict that shit is like a sense, bro. It's
Yeah.
not something you just learn off one time. It's actually looking into people. One of the best things I heard people, like most entrepreneurs say, is they actually did a lot of listening more than actually writing,
Yeah.
right? Which I think is actually a lot. Like, do you ever just scroll through stuff and see trends in the way people are posting, the way people are buying and shit like that? It's like that's the type of shit that I really like. And also just to mention, Jordan has a blog called Virality Phenomenon. If he plugs it, make sure you guys go give it a look. And $5 pizza for sure. Like pizza places dropping their pizza prices because they know, like, obviously we're in lockdown, people are struggling to provide for their family. That's marketing for the now, right?
Yeah, that's like the Domino's. They've always had that deal, but they've
Yeah.
come with another deal now where they have the $3 mini pizzas.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah.
So, and,
Oh, I
and,
was just yeah.
and you know what's the good thing? Like, what the thing is about that? I've seen a lot
Yeah.
of people on stories, like our ages, like younger people. They're like
Yeah.
buying it, putting it on their stories. They do that to get the marketing from people like us.
100%.
So that shit gets going. So people are like sharing it and stuff. And this is why like a lot of local businesses end up failing because they're not using the social media platforms to their advantage. They're not going with trends. They're not starting trends. And if you see like the Domino's and shit, that's where they're going harder. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. And like, bro, it's so prevalent in people. The best marketing, I
Yeah,
think, is the one people do that we fall for that we don't even know we're falling for.
100%.
Let me give an example.
Yeah.
Now, people might not agree with this. You know Knefe?
Mm.
I don't know if anyone knows Knefe, the van, right? Of like
Yeah.
the bearded Arab men,
Yeah.
right? That is honestly a really good read of the trend. They're targeting Arabs, right? Girls all like, dance with the guys there and shit like that. Everyone's gonna Snapchat it because it's a nice van, it lights up, shit like that. Like that marketing, they're not really. It's just the nature of their business and the way they do it, like with the music, how chill it is, the way people Snapchat it, the way like even the way the box opens is made for an Instagram reel, right?
You know what they did? Like they made a
Yeah,
community out of it. They made
100%.
a fun environment where people can come together, dance together, form connections, and at the same time, like right, sell their food, and that
100%.
shit is what it's all about.
And yeah, and I think like generalizing, like girls are gonna like bearded Arab guys, dancing while they're making their food and shit. Like it's a good target. Get out of here, Mark. You're staying here. You're not becoming a Knefe boy. But like for real, like it's trendy, bro. You
Yeah,
know,
it is.
when people say what's trendy, that's fucking trendy. Like they didn't watch other people go become like any bearded Arab men making manoush or anything and then copy them. They've read the market. They know where people's eyes are gonna go, right?
Yeah.
And like that's looking at it from a basic sense. They obviously have a lot deeper market. I love the way Knefe do it. I love it.
Oh, and
I
they
fell
blew
for it.
up. They blew up out of
Yeah,
nowhere, like you
they
say.
bought. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that's the good marketing because they're doing it based on their own research. It's not like something trendy happened. It's just about the principle. The beard trend is what made them popular. 100%, 100%, like on the dot.
And,
You
and,
know?
and of course, the girls being there, watching them, snapping them.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah.
Like, which girl, right, is gonna go there unless they're like well versed in this stuff, and gonna think, oh man, they're only setting up good looking guys that have beards that look Arab, so that they could target other Arab girls to sell better. You know what? No one's gonna be thinking that, right? And that's why it's good marketing.
Yeah, hundred
And
percent.
I think that's why it's very hard to explain what's trendy because what's trendy is based on um what gets attention, right? Like what gets attention equals money, the way I see it, right?
Yeah,
Whatever has attention is gonna make you money, 100%.
definitely, bro. It's all
Um,
about the attention span and shit.
yeah, and like depending on what industry you're in, any mo- any
Huh?
attention is good attention, good or bad attention. Okay, I've seen businesses turn bad attention into good attention. Okay, so that's where the girls go, the boys go. Yeah, exactly. Like it's just similar things like that.
Hundred
And
percent. And
mm,
shit, like it's not only that that's blew up doing shit like
yeah,
that. There's a lot of businesses that have set their own trend and they blew up. On top
yeah.
of my head, I can't name any,
It's hard to think
but
about it on the
yeah,
spot.
like on the
Yeah.
spot. But there's here I got one for you, right? What's that Mexican joint called? The drinking?
Guzman Gomez?
No, no, no.
No. Oh, I don't know. You went there, not me. Anyone go
Give
there?
me
The one where they give you the hat?
give me a sec.
Bro, this man's leaving to get some more information. Alright, anyway, guys, this is the Better Podcast. It's just me, the best in the business. He's talking about some
Brother, El
drinking place in
Camino.
Melbourne.
El
That's what he's
Camino.
talking about.
See
Al
this
Camino.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's trendy.
Now see, oh, let me get down. El Camino.
Yeah.
That's it. That doing that shit, giving those hats to people with the
Mm,
name on it. That's insane marketing. That's insane. Like they're getting on a different kind of trend there. Like saying like they named it El Camino, bro. It's a Mexican thing. Everyone's going to it. Everyone's sharing it with their friends. That's
mm,
the shit that businesses need to adapt to and do.
100%.
Marketing for the now.
Marketing for the now. And like if we look at like if you guys want me to do like a read on the common trends right now, I think mobility is huge. Any business that's emphasizing mobility right now is actually thriving. So obviously Uber Eats has always been thriving even before the lockdown, but it's even going to be thriving more. So any business that is on the come up right now that's trying to read a trend, I will definitely look into mobility. Like we said, same day delivery, things like that. I heard of a business, right? And I wanted to angel invest in it. I can't find where the fuck they are,
Mm.
but I think it's a crazy idea. You know how like when you go out for a drink, you don't want to
Yeah,
drive there, right? Like
of
because
course.
you can't drive back.
Yeah.
Well, there's a business which is the same as an Uber price that will go there and drive your car back for you, or you get in the car and drive back for them. I think that's a great idea. I think that shit would pop off.
What?
Yeah. So
How you gonna trust someone with your car, bro? If you're going out drinking,
how you gonna trust a valet parker? What do you
so
mean?
what?
Same
Like
shit.
I don't get
They
it.
so you give them a spot,
Yeah.
right? In the city.
Yeah.
You give them a spot, and then you tell them I'm parking my car here, and either they drive it back, or they drive you back within it. How does that not make sense to you?
Bro, why don't you just take an Uber back?
But that's the whole point. People don't want it'll be cheaper than Uber. Oh, did I say the same price? Sorry, cheaper than Uber,
I don't
and you
know.
get
I
to
don't know.
drive there. You could avoid transport on the way there.
I mean,
I,
look, if you're
I,
already,
I mean, for me,
if you're like,
for me, I'd use it.
if you're like at work and you've driven to work and your boys call you, yeah, come straight away, like we're going out drinking, and then you go there, then yeah, that can work for you. But then at the same time, it's like,
I mean, for me, and what I see people is that they struggle because they don't like going like out because it's been around for a while but failed. It's not failed yet. I
okay.
tell you that business idea will pop up. Someone watching this will do it and it'll pop up because people like driving.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. That's maybe
Uh,
it's
uh,
you. I just want to go
maybe
to
me. I'm
Jordan.
gonna be there. I'm gonna be their only customer. Yeah,
Jordan.
continue.
Jordan said one word is
Yeah,
engagement. If you connect with your target market and they are receptive to your products or services, you have won half the battle. And that
for sure.
is like straight out facts. That
Facts.
is hit it where it hurts type of facts. Like he's hit it right there. It's like straight
100%.
up it's facts. Because when we started our social media business, right? We were posting shit, we were doing shit, we were doing all sort of stuff, right? And
Yeah.
me and Mark were talking at one time, and I remember Mark, you asked me, when are
Yeah.
we gonna go and get our first client?
Right.
And
Yeah.
remember what I said? I said
Yeah.
let's focus on our engagement and our
For
branding
sure.
and our pushing first. And when we did
For
that,
sure.
we had the clients coming to our DMs, not
For
us in
sure.
their DMs, them in our
Yeah.
DMs. That's how it works. Because when you build that market, when you connect with your audience, when you form a connection, then that's it. You've won.
For sure.
That's how it is.
And like the engagement's important because it shows people are actually interested in your content. Like we said, we've seen 1 million follower Instagrams not able to sell a shirt. Why? Because no one's engaged with their thing. They're just follower just means that they see your shit. It doesn't mean that they're gonna like or comment
Yeah.
or interact with it. But yeah. Is there any points that you think we missed?
Nah, no, honestly, we've
Uh,
gone through everything. I just want to see
yeah.
if anyone has a question. If you guys have a question, please jot it down below before we get to an end on this. I know you all have a Father's Day celebration, even if it's locked down, you want to go with your family. But yeah.
Think about Red Bro Heat's comment, but pretend I didn't laugh. He said, to be honest, I would just don't laugh. He said, to be honest, I would just drink drive. Don't fucking drink and drive. Anyway, with privacy, of course, what are you currently working on with some of your clients?
You want me
Yeah,
to go
sure.
first?
So, yeah, go for it.
Alright. So we can't go into the full thing. So we have a client right now. We're working on building their website. They run like a social media agency, like us, but they're not involved in the same shit we do. They do like another sector. Another client we're running their LinkedIn social like LinkedIn profile. We're running that for them.
Yep.
We do that like a monthly thing.
Yep.
Um, and
There's also it depends what, because we always start with what's your goal,
Mm.
right? Like, what do you want to achieve? Do you want to achieve more engagement? Do you want to achieve sales? Do you want to achieve higher reach, or do you want all three, right?
Yeah.
So then we kind of go through that, and then we say, oh, that's better for LinkedIn, that's better for Instagram, that's better for Facebook. But we've pretty much done work around all social platforms right now. Of course, we take our time with each client just to make sure that we're completely satisfied with them. Then we move on to the next client. You know what I mean?
Oh
But yeah,
yeah,
that's kind of yeah.
and we had a client who's starting out. They have like a the sweets thing. We can't like names we can't say.
Yeah, but it'll come up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'll come up. But they approached us and said, "Can you start like our socials from down under?" Because they had no socials, so they're like a brick and
literally
mortar.
nothing.
Yeah, they're like a brick and mortar, and they wanted us to build their socials up for them, and that's what we're like working on right now. That's like one of our big priorities. It's
For sure. And like we have a few upcoming projects, but we obviously want to delegate the time like we want to dedicate like the right time for it, so we're kind of putting it on hold for now. But there's always potential things that are upcoming. What's your value proposition though? Like, what value do we propose to provide to the business? Well, they get like top of the range. Well, top our version of top of the range marketing, things that other social media agencies might not touch on. We give like a really laser focus in terms of what they want, right? If their passion doesn't align with their business goals, then it makes us very hard to create content like for them, and then them send us content and then us edit it, that type of thing. So basically the value that we're providing is like this constant social presence on different social platforms in a way that's not done by other social media agencies. That's basically like the best way to put it.
Yeah, 100%. And like,
Mm.
it's Eminem. Who would have wanted Eminem to run this shit? And
Yeah, exactly. Like literally, Eminem, bro.
like honestly, like when it comes to clients, the first thing we say is, look, this is how far we can get you from A to B, or like from A to Z. Like, we don't
For
go
sure.
making up shit. And at the end of it, they know that if they are dissatisfied with our service, 100% money back guarantee. No joke
For
about
sure.
that. And that's what we do. And so far, it hasn't come to that.
It
So,
won't. It
so
won't.
things are going great so far. And like,
Because because bro, other businesses aren't reasonable with their goals, right? We know what we're capable of based on data, stats, based on previous experience. Other people just chuck in the deep end to make a sale. It doesn't work like that, and it won't work. Like businesses that, and I see so many small businesses do it. You know, they chuck some bullshit about what they can do for a business, and then they can't do it, and
100%.
then they just ruin their reputation right from the get go. But anyway, let's. Oh yeah, sorry. Go.
Yeah, and the thing with a lot of like people that start shit like we're doing, they go for the quick buck. They go taking on every client there is. We don't do that. So we obviously, me and Mark are doing uni right now. We have like
Yep.
a lot of time dedicated to that. So
Yep.
we take on clients that we can juggle in that time we have.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we don't go taking on 10 clients a month. We stick to like a certain amount that we can handle while doing uni as well.
For sure. And Jordan said, like, you know, the best advice would be to attain testimonials and examples, 100%. But the thing is, like, we have the client base that we want right now. We're actually not, like, it's obviously timing, right? Like, we're timing when we're ready to, like, kind of take on more clients, you know? But we do have a big email list. We do have a big marketing list. So it's when we're ready, you know what I mean? Like, we take our projects as we go.
100%.
For sure. And you know, just so we could wrap this up, I don't want people to forget the points we spoke about. Whether you came in halfway, whether you came at the start or the end, remember, marketing for the now and marketing for the majority is about adapting your marketing to what's going on in the current world. If you want to know and go into exactly what we're talking about, we used examples. We spoke about how Father's Day people were doing same day delivery. We spoke about how urgency and emotional part in a sale is actually already there if you're marketing for what's going on in the majority of people's mind. See, when I'm speaking to someone and there's no urgency or emotion in it, I need to bring that to make the sale.
100%.
Yeah? But when it's already there, that's one step that's already taken. And that's why you have to market for the majority and you have to market for what's going on in the current world. Understand trends, not the trends themselves, but the principles of the trends. And Mark, anything else?
I'm all done. I'm all
That's
out
it.
of things.
That's it. Thank you guys so much for coming to watch Hit It Where It Hurts live every single night at 8:30 p.m. If you guys are interested, we're doing a segment at the end of every episode, starting from I don't know when, but soon, where we shout out a small business owner. So if you're a small business and you want to get a shout out, we'll probably go through one of your pages, talk about what you do for a short 10, 15 seconds. Let me know, slide in my DMs. We're going to be releasing some forms that people need to fill out and stuff. But that's later on. So that's the plans coming up. We have a few guests coming up, so make sure you guys stay tuned. Some really big guests, actually. Like, I'm actually really excited for them. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. It's been real. Mark.
Thank you guys, and make sure to follow all our socials. I say this every episode, but it's been great because I've seen a lot of people, a lot of you do that. A lot of you supporting us. It means a lot. And yeah, thanks guys. Enjoy your Father's Day, and Mark, I hope you go and find your kid, bro.
I'll visit my child eventually. Happy Father's Day, everyone.